Welcome back everyone, my name is Eltimar and we are going to be continuing our Let's Play of Pathfinder Kingmaker. Where we left off last time, we just killed some bandits, opened a sarcophagus, killed a Cyclops Lord. Now we're going to go talk to the Nixie and tell her that everything is a-okay. You're back, did you take care of the box? The problem solved, there's a monster in the box, the Cyclops, but he's dead now. The Nixie throws up her hands in joy. You did it! I have to tell my family as soon as possible. Once I tell them what you did, they'll understand that not all strangers are bad. A Cyclops, huh? I doubt any of us could have dealt with that. I'd say you earned yourself a reward. We got 300 experience, a gold ring, 2 paradots, and 647 gold, which seems like a very odd number of gold. What is down there? We missed some loot, apparently. I might have missed another loot down here while I was in my sprint to get back to where I was after Knock Knock killed our group leader before. I did miss the Talon of the Wise.
I did it. I did.
We got some experience. Wait a minute, we get experience for going on mobility checks? Hang on. Then let's go do this mobility check really quickly, and then we'll get out of here. We need to find a place where we can get another 2,900 experience or so. And then we'll have a level. And we'll be level what? What level will we be? Level 11. Hold up. Ah, another Talon Warrior dog tag. There's a lot of those around. Knock knock. Mobility us across. 45 more experience. I guess that is kind of worthwhile. Alright, we need to leave. Where are we going to go though? That's the big concern. Like, we've kind of done a lot of the stuff that we need to get done. There are more things to do, obviously. A lot of things in Varnhold need to be done, but we can't really go there yet. It just escorts us to Varnhold itself, which is not exactly what we need to do. We did the Womb of Lamashu, obviously. We could try and go up this way and see what it does. This is into Varnhold, though. It might just kick us out again. There is a rotten cave there. Yep, this is the... Go back to our lands. Can't go into Varnhold itself yet. We're just not allowed to. So where can we go? What do we want to do? Apparently we didn't do the Lonely... Oh no, the Lonely Mill was the Goblins, right? Don't know why it says we haven't been there, because obviously we have been. Where else haven't we... What else haven't we done recently? Empty Skull Rock, Shrine of Lamashu. We've been down this way, except we didn't go into here. It's our village. I guess we can head all the way down here and just see what is available in these lands. We haven't really fully explored these lands yet. Okay, let's wander down. We're gonna be fatigued in a second anyways. Which is good because Valerie desperately needs to be healed.
They're torn to shreds.
Lindsay failed the meal. Lindsay, you're gonna be fired soon. Game is auto-saved. Once we hit our kingdom, we'll also just quickly take a look at what this is. Oh, we need to go talk to our... somebody. Warden needs our advice. Also regions. We can claim Silverstep. Let's do that. We cannot skip time while adventuring. Also, it costs about... Oh, we have a bunch of money. Okay, good. Alright, we'll go to Silverstep and deal with that. We'll go claim that land for ourselves. I don't think we can actually... build a new city there, but we can claim the area. And we can also talk to our warden and see what they need. Alright, warden, what do you got? Keston bows hastily and starts talking right away. Bandit attacks continue in your barony. In some places, people are scared of leaving their houses even at dusk, not to mention the dead of night. As your warden, I recommend we double the number of guards. That will allow us to keep the situation under control. I will arm everyone I can and hasten their training. Order the guard doubled in all settlements. Will do, your grace. Stability +3, military -2, which means... Wait, why did our military go down when we doubled the guard? Is it because we're using soldiers to guard our territory? I guess. What projects do we have? Support the warden's endeavors. That's 14 days worth. We'll do that later. Laying the foundation, though. The cost of buildings with a static stability bonus, castle, cistern, courthouse, dwarven bastion, ever-flowing spring, fort, hell knight's jail, or castle, jail, judiciary's garrison, lighthouse, military academy, swordlord's academy, temple of Asmodeus is reduced by 10%. Sure, go do that. That's expensive though. Let's reclaim this region. Now do we actually have enough money for this? I don't think we do. Shoot. I can just buy some BP. It's what, 15 more? We gotta redo this. Now, can we do it? Do we actually have to leave this screen to do it? No, there we go. Start the claim, 14 days, let's do this thing. We are voluntarily annexing this territory, apparently. We have expanded. Meow. All that territory is now ours. Our land's pretty big now. Should put Gnarl Keep down there somewhere. Oh well, doesn't matter at this point. High Society Wedding was a triumph. 4 community, 3 military, divine, plus 3 as well. We succeeded in laying the foundation. Faith and loyalty. Let's send Tristan, 90%. Okay. Ancient tradition. Let's send Harem, 85%. Good enough. The River Maiden. Send Amiri, 100%. Good. Everything's done. Let's leave. We are ruling our lands effectively-ish, I guess. Oh, what do you want? Who are you? Mim Wobblegander. There you are. I wanted to see you in person for a long time. Oliver Boy is talking about your feats. The girl is smiling curiously, sizing you up. She finally nods to you. Mim Wobblegander, the greatest goldsmith and rest of at your service. Happy to meet the ruler of this land. You know, it's quite beautiful here. The view of the lake, surrounded by picturesque green forest, were inspirational for a lovely brooch design. I do have a sapphire, but no green jewels, and I have no idea who can help me with this. We're surrounded by simpletons here, who know nothing of sublime matters, except for you, of course. Very well, you should have your gemstone. Wonderful, I shall impatiently await your return. She just wants emeralds? Just 1 emerald? Do we even have any emeralds? Probably not. Sort by name, A to D. Well, we clearly don't have any gems here at all, so emeralds. Peridot, pearl. Edible moss, not quite what I'm looking. No emeralds, we have no emeralds. We'll find an emerald at some point. Let's go talk to the storyteller. I think we have all the pieces of the Talden set. All 5 pieces. Here, but some relics are any worthy of a story. That's not the right one. Resimilatory, Dried Marks, Banners of War, Cypress Queen, something or other. Not that one. Okay. We have 2 of them. I'm happy to trade the whole set of items for the story. Can you hear it calling to us? Let us hurry. Up the Cypress Queen. We have 2 full ones. I hear the noise of the capital. Merchants shouting, horses neighing, soldiers' armor clanking. This is all from far away, from beyond the tall walls of the palace garden. The noise is barely audible through the lush vegetation, but here, in the cool stillness, I can hear 2 lovers whisper beneath the shadow of an ancient cypress tree. I am not one of them. No, I'm just a frail cypress twig. These 2 cannot be together. She's a queen, and he is her loyal knight. Perhaps too loyal, but their love could not be kept secret for long. The king ordered the knight executed, but the knight managed to slip away into the wilderness of the Gnarl Marches in the Stolen Lands. He hid there, away from civilization, with only the birds and animals to keep him company. To remember his lost home, he brought a cypress twig with him and planted it in front of his hut. The tree took root, and the knight spent long hours talking to the cypress, imagining it was his queen, and one day I answered. Since ancient times, these lands have been home to the Fae. It's a little surprised that a dryad would be born within a tree. We became friends. He told me of his homeland and his beloved queen and the merriment of life at court. The celebrations, the parades, the tournaments, I wanted so badly to see it with my own eyes. What happened next? So I decided I wanted to be a queen myself, and why not? After all, the Green Mother gave me my fair share of beauty and magic, and the knight taught me all about how to rule a country. I organized a celebration. All the local fae were invited. I had no idea there were so many of my kin in the neighborhood. Everyone came. Shy nymphs, merry satyrs with their reed pipes, tender nixies, leprechauns with their fancy buckled hats and shiny boots. The celebration lasted 3 days, and my guests enjoyed it so much that every one of them proclaimed me their queen in the end. I wasn't establishing prisons or taxes or other nasty things common in human courts, but the social life of my court was vibrant enough to make any human monarch jealous. And then what? Life in the woods changed a lot over time, and the night changed too. After spending so much time around the Fae and meditating alone in nature, he became more religious and built a shrine to Erastil with his own hands. Rumors spread around the area of some hermit or saint living in the swamps, though, to be frank, there wasn't anything saintly about him as far as I could tell. But people started coming to meet him, and over a time a small village grew around the shrine, built by people in search of a new life. As word spread of our kingdom in the woods, some people were surprised, while some just smiled knowingly. After all, the idea of a kingdom was familiar to humans, so Fae living in a kingdom made them seem less alien, less strange and scary. So we began living side by side in peace. Sometimes Fae would visit humans to share a cup of tea, and sometimes there were even unions that resulted in children. Human children, with some of the magic of the Fae. Some of those children deserve their own legends, but those are other stories for another time. Human monarchs are quite different from their subjects. They have eyes elsewhere, their arms are long and their memories longer. As the village grew, news of the location of a disgraced knight made its way to the king. Eventually, a small but heavily armed group of the king's men arrived in the village, demanding the hermit knight leave with them immediately. The villagers, both human and Fae, were ready to fight to defend him, but the knight followed his unwelcome guests voluntarily. He said he wanted to avoid bloodshed, and that he was old and longed to see his homeland and his beloved queen once again, even if it ended with his execution. So the knight was taken away. Everyone grieved for him, myself especially, but as time passed, the pain subsided, as it tends to. Both the village and the Fae kingdom happily lived in peace for many years after. What happened to the knight? I know not. The story was not about him. The Dryad never saw him again. Perhaps he slipped away from the guards and accomplished a slew of heroic deeds afterwards, or perhaps his captors executed him on the first day, simply taking the king his head. Or maybe he died on the executioner's block, but in the city of his youth, gazing once more upon his queen, older now, but as beautiful as ever. Or maybe the city had changed beyond recognition, and his queen had died years ago, and he realized too late that his true home was a village built in the swamps. Or maybe the king saw that the pious old man standing before him shared nothing in common with the bold young upstart that had impinged his honor so long before, and thus pardoned him. Alas, alas, we have no way of knowing what really happened. Time spared not even the kingdom where the story started, so your guess here is as good as mine. What happened to the village and the kingdom after that? If your wonder is strong enough, you could visit the Gnarl Marches yourself and ask the locals. I suspect someone there would know what happened next, but the story was about how the Fae kingdom was established, and that story is over. Thank you. We have to do another story. We have to go through all these things. The Gemstone Cave. I hear hooves clattering, wheels creaking. I smell the smoke of campfires. Wind kisses my face gently, and rain washes it with tears from the sky. We're on a road heading north. We're on our way to the no man's land beyond the edge of the map, which promises a home to those who do not shy away from adventure. These lands are where we will find our freedom and prosperity. I am Jaxine Trestrin from the Tandak Plains, the heart of the great Taldan Empire. My family is old but not rich. My inheritance as the youngest daughter barely covers the horses, cart, and supplies for the trip, but who cares? My real inheritance was a sharp mind and strong hands ready for work. My children will know riches that my ancestors could hardly dream of. 1,000 years ago, on the Emperor's orders, the 5th Army of the Exploration mapped the region around the Great Selen River, endless miles of plains, hills, woods, and swamps. My ancestor served in this army, and his diary mentions a particular cave filled with wonderful gemstones floor to ceiling. The army turned back, leaving the gems unclaimed for centuries, but now they'll be mine. Onwards. Go on. We reached the area described in my ancestor's diary. The locals from the tiny villages scattered in the area called this region the Kamalands. It's a strange, eerie place. What we originally took for hills, as we passed through, turned out to be ancient mounds, where you might find the buried bones of unbelievably ancient creatures, older even than Earthfall. The Gemstone Cave must be around here somewhere. After a long and difficult search, fortune finally smiled upon us, albeit a wry, cunning smile. Among the hills we caught a bunch of kobolds, all dressed up like nobles at some celebration. Their filthy scaled bodies were decorated with shiny gemstones, and their leader proudly wore an ancient Taldan knee pad on his head. Their interrogation didn't take long. After decapitating one of them, the others almost fell over themselves to tell us where they found their ornaments. The cave proved to be even more gorgeous than I'd imagined. As I read my ancestor's diary, it was a huge hall shining with gems of all colors and hues. We didn't have any problems evicting the kobolds. Once we killed half the tribe, the other half just fled, apparently wanting the last word. An old kobold, their chieftain, maybe our shaman, shook his tiny fist at us and yelled a curse. I just laughed and threw a torch at him, and he disappeared. I had won. The gems of the 5th Army were mine. What exactly did he yell? He yelled that they would go, but we would stay forever. What a curse. Oh no, I was already going to claim the lands anyways. Did you try exploring the mounds? We did. My best scout noticed an obviously artificial entrance into one of the mounds. He and the small team went in to explore it. Several hours later, a dense smoke rushed out of the mound. It began to rumble, and then it exploded. All that remained was a smoldering crater. We didn't risk fooling around with any ancient legacies after that. And later, we had enough trouble of our own to worry about. Go on. Inside, we found ancient girders supporting the walls, and rusty tools scattered around. There were also graves, several which had been opened by the kobolds with pieces of ancient Taldan armor in them. It seems some ancient people had been mining gems here after all. Unfortunately, we had no way to find out what happened to them, so I declared the mine my property and we began our work. A small town quickly grew up around the mine. First it was just locals, then people started traveling from afar, miners, bards, brewers, priests, and of course traders of all kinds. Taldor sent a squad of soldiers to guard the new Imperial mine, and trade routes as well. My lands prospered, too bad it didn't last long. It took us less than a year to discover what happened to the mine's previous owners and why it had been abandoned. What'd you do with the remains? We reburied them honorably. They became the first residents of our small new cemetery, which we had to expand considerably not long after. Go on. Things were going great, but then rumor of an epidemic started spreading through the town. I did my best to reassure the locals, though by that time I knew better than anyone that gray stains on the skin along with nosebleeds was essentially a death sentence. The mine's previous owners didn't just leave, they died out from ash leprosy. We were infected when we explored their graves. The best clerics and healers our money could buy all said the same thing, that the disease was incurable. I still held hope that if I bought enough time we could find a cure, but news of the epidemic reached the Imperial army. They were ordered to quarantine the entire area, and our guardians became our jailers overnight. The settlement was sealed off by a triple cordon of guards. We continued mining gemstones like before, but the traders took advantage of our situation and raised their prices. People were dying, but the town lived on as the Empire kept sending a new workforce for us, branded criminals. Thanks to the efforts of our healers, I lived longer than many others, but soon I didn't even dare leave my house. It seemed not a single person in the settlement didn't wish me dead. I died alone, slowly rotting alive, surrounded by treasure beyond measure. A leper queen of a doomed kingdom. My last thought was how funny the kobold's curse had seemed, and how quickly it had come true. Tell me more about this disease. Could it have caused a new epidemic among my subjects? No, worry not. Ash leprosy may have been incurable in Jaxine's time, but the Taldans eradicated it completely centuries ago. Besides, it's impossible that any trace remains of the leprosarium that surrounded the mine long ago. What happened to the city after Jaxine died? The mine was inherited by her family. The colony of lepers continued mining gemstones for many years until the mine was depleted. Once the mine was done, the town slowly died out. Once the last leper had died, the Empire sent a group of clerics and wizards to the site. They used prayers and spells to reduce the infected town to safe ashes and collapse the entrance to the depleted mine. 1,500 years have passed since then. No one even remembers a colony existed there anymore. As for the mine, it can probably still be found in the Common Lands, but there are no longer any treasures there to claim. Thank you for your story. Alright, we got a bunch of experience for that, I'm pretty sure. Let's see. Well, we can just look. You know what? We are less than way less than 200. 102 experience away from a level now. Oh, we're so close. I can just taste it. Taste the level. Why did I do that? There we go. Let's go exit. Take our group along with us, and we are free and clear. Where are we going to go? We need to find one thing to do. Just one. Doesn't matter what it is. Even a random encounter would probably level us up. Let's go down this way. We did both of those things. Do we have any quests going on at the moment? Actually, we don't. Except for being stolen lands, of course, but we got just pooped on when we did that. I know what we can do. We need to go to here. We have all the onslaught pieces. We can give them to Dragon. That's what we can do. I have all of his stupid onslaught armor. I wonder if onslaught armor is any good. How did the bandit get to go first? Is there only two no, there's at least three. Okay. Oh, don't move, just shoot. I should charge and just make sure we kill them. 45. 90. This is it. This is gonna be our level right here. Except that we didn't quite kill him. Kill him! Charge, Amiri! For a level! You didn't even kill him. Damn it, Amiri! Kill him, knock knock, for a... Nope. Okay. Valerie, you got this, right? Yes, good. We have more bandits behind us, and in front of us, and all around us, really. Where's the other two? There's one way up there, and one over there. We killed the other one. You could hear her dying. It's a very low voice for a female brawler. Also feared, and running around like an idiot.
This is going to hurt.
Bandit Brawler. Oh, there's 2 Bandit Brawlers. There's one there as well. Oh, that's just a normal bandit, not a brawler. If you could kindly get closer to whatever. That one's dead. We're definitely gonna level up.
Do not hold back.
That one's dead. Amiri, just don't do anything. Knock knock, no, no, no. Can smell it on, charge. No, too far. Okay, just come up here. And skipping, 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 skipping. Come on in. Alright, leveling up time. Let's do that. And then we'll go, we'll still turn in that thing. And we're just going to load up our builds, because that's what is important right now. We're going to use... Wait, are we? No, we're in level 12. We don't have to level up everyone. Alright, Valerie, level 11. Oh, she's going back to Rogue this level. And we'll take Athletics, and probably a little Perception, Persuasion. That looks pretty good. This level she's going to take... Improved Critical? Yes. On Rapier. And... What's Finesse Training do? Nope, we don't want to take Finesse Training. In fact, Finesse Training is garbage for her almost entirely, but we'll take it for Rapier, I guess, because it doesn't really make a difference. Alright. So now her crit range should be pretty damn high. Not you. You. Now she doesn't need a keen rapier, so once we get a better rapier we can use it, and then we don't have to worry about her crit range being affected by keen or not. Alright, next person is going to be our main character. We don't need to build for him because I'm just winging it on him because he's just a cleric. I think we get level 6 spells though this level, which is kind of nice. We should probably keep getting lore religion, really. Alright, good enough. We can weapon focus with our longbow and actually maybe hit more often, but that's not really super useful for him in all honesty. Clustered shots is not bad. Extra channeling is always great. Rapid shot, not particularly useful for him. We can get wings though, which is just kind of fun. I mean, it's not the best skill, let's be clear. But it is kind of cool because now our character has wings. Look at that, that looks awesome. Just aesthetically, that is way better. I know it's not a min-maxy thing, but he looks so cool.
I will not falter.
Yeah. Alright, I'm pretty happy with that. Amiri's turn. What's Amiri doing this level? Level 11. Oh, she's going back to Ranger. Or staying at Ranger. Our Hunter's Bond is going to be Animal Companion, and we're going to keep up with our Smilodon, of course. Or... yeah, no, continue advancing our current companion. That's the one. And we're going to go bloop, 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 bloop. And her feat this level is going to be improved critical for... she's good at Bastard Swords? Yes, we should probably get her a new Bastard Sword in all honesty. Like, she's using that +2 club, but I think it's time to get rid of it now because now she has an actual usable feat. Yeah, we're just gonna swap it up. She loses 1 damage, but her crit range is 17 to 21 now, as opposed to just straight up 20. So it's worth the switch back, which means we can actually just sell this great club because we don't really need it anymore. Okay, could you just put it in the inventory like I said? Thank you. Alright. This is Fury's Fall, Earth Greater Trip. And we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. Mobility is pretty useful for... so Fury Fall. And also, I think it's Trip. So we need Earth. Where do you... oh no, Greater Trip? Yes. Yep. Fury Fall and Greater Trip. So, We're going to be using her to knock things down a lot more now. It's going to be pretty neat. Knock knock. I think you're getting another barbarian level if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, with outflank and reckless stance. Unless we already have outflank. I can't remember what I gave him already. We'll find out pretty quickly. Alright, so he wants reckless stance, but take a look at his skills. I think we might already have no, we don't have outflank. We need outflank. That's super important, and reckless stance is pretty good. It gives +1 attack bonus to all attack rolls, but -1 penalty to AC. He already has shitty AC, so it doesn't matter. And of course, Lindsay, our last group member currently, is going another Eldritch Knight ability. She's going to be really useful for debuffing people as well. So we're going to take Persuasion, Knowledge World, and Arcana. Those are her big things. I don't care about trickery as much. We have Knock Knock for that at this point. She's going to take... These are good. Don't get me wrong. Many shots, improved critical, deadly, and plus shots, all really important. But more important is Shattered Defenses. Your skill with the chosen weapon leaves opponents unable to defend themselves. If you strike when their defense is already compromised, any shaken, frightened, or panicked opponent you hit by this round is flat-footed to your attacks until the end of your next turn. This includes any additional attacks you make this round, so we can make them flat-footed, which is good. We also get some spells. We're going to take... I don't even know. We have the spells we want already. We could take... Delay Poison Communal. That's pretty good. No, it's not. Go back. We don't need Delay Poison at all. Oh, we do. We're not going to be always in our land, and it is kind of a useful thing. Okay, fine, we'll keep him. Alright, that's pretty much it. We have to redo our spells on our main character. I don't think he has any new level 1 spells or level 2, but he does have a new level 3 spell, and we're going to take... Might as well take Delay Poison Communal, just in case. None of those, and we have level 6 spells, so... What do we even want? This is kind of a tough one now. Heal is super good. Communal Stone Skin, also very important. Maybe just... Can we spontaneously cast heal at this level? No, I think it's... Group cure moderate wounds if we change out a spell for a heal. Blade Barrier is also super useful. Yeah. Okay. We can also meta magic if we really wanted to and use things like, you know, we don't have any of them yet. Like we can quicken it or empower it, or not empower. Yeah, empower. Maximize it, empower, silent casting, stuff like that, you know, but we're not going to at the moment. Also, there's a fly flying around my face that's actually distracting me. It's very annoying. Anyways, we're gonna go talk to Dragon, and then we're gonna be done the video. I think we're gonna drop his office stuff, and that'll be it. But we did level up, which is very nice. Gotta love leveling up. It is my favorite thing to do in the game. Also, one day we will finish our Survivor things. 19-hour trip. Let's go. Does he have Reckless Attack on? Yes, he does. So now he should be able to hit quite often. His attack bonus should be our highest by a fairly significant margin, even though he has well, he's gotten Barbarian levels, so... Gnarl Keep.
Not tired. Legs weak.
Alright, Dragon. Here's your onslaught stuff. God, I love the wings, they look cool. I recovered your grandfather's armor, you can take it. Dragon smiles happily but freezes as he sees the armor. Oh damn, Kurgan, you scoundrel, ruining perfectly good armor. I gather he couldn't find a buyer for the full thing, so he decided to sell it off piece by piece. Ugh, that'll take a lot of repairs, it'll take forever. Well, we'll talk later. Await news from Dragon, we got 180 whole experience. Oof. Well, that's the end of the video, I guess. We'll call it here. I'm gonna look around for more random places to go to, and in the meantime I'll just keep on top of any kingdom developments. If any big storyline things pop up, then we will deal with them.
don't you think?
I might also go do the Warden's Endeavor for the next 14 days just to make sure that is done, and then we'll just kind of, I think we can just wander on the Gnarl Marches. You know what, let's just go this way. I'll go look around to see if I can find stuff for us to do, and in the next video, we'll do it. Like always, if you have any suggestions or comments, please leave them below. Otherwise, I'll see you guys next time. Take care.